Dear seeker, pause for a moment and look within. Have you ever wondered why some people carry a radiance that defies their age, while others, though younger, appear weary and faded? The secret is not found in medicines, not in the treasures of the world, but in something so close to you, so constant, that you forget its power every moment. It is your breath. Maha Avataar Babaji, the deathless yogi, once revealed that breath is the subtle string on which the beads of your life are woven. Each inhalation, each exhalation, is a step taken on the path of time, moving you either toward youth and vitality, or toward decay and age. The ancient rishis did not measure life in years but in breaths. They saw clearly what the modern world has forgotten, that the one who breathes in restless haste spends life like a man who wastes gold in foolish play, while the one who breathes slowly, deeply, and with awareness walks in harmony with eternity. For breath is not mere air, but prana, the hidden fire that keeps your soul bound to this body of flesh. When prana flows wildly, the body burns out like a lamp in the storm. When prana is stilled and directed, the flame shines steady, luminous, and ageless. Babaji always teaches his disciples that mastery of breath is mastery over life itself. The one who learns this secret begins to unlock the door to timelessness, where age bends, where years cannot bind, and where the eternal youth of the soul radiates through the body. Dear seeker, the question is no longer how many years you will live, but how consciously you will breathe. For in that answer lies the true measure of your life. Babaji once said, breath is the bridge between body and soul. Control it, and you control life itself. Dear seeker, these words are not poetry, but eternal truth. In the silence of the Himalayas, where winds carry the secrets of ages, Babaji revealed that what we call breath is not simply air entering the lungs, it is prana, the subtle life current, the cosmic river flowing from the infinite into your being. Without this current, the body is nothing more than clay. With it, the body becomes a temple of divine light. He always teaches his disciples that breath is the sacred thread that holds together the fragile fabric of human existence. The body is tied to the soul not by chains of matter, but by the subtle movement of prana. When this movement is steady, life unfolds with clarity. When it is restless, the body weakens, the mind scatters, and the spirit feels trapped in its own cage. Think of breath as the lamp oil of your life. If you waste it through careless breathing, the flame of vitality burns quickly and is soon extinguished. But if you conserve it, direct it, and guard it with awareness, your flame burns steadily, glowing with youth, peace, and spiritual strength. Babaji's teaching is simple yet profound. Every breath you take is a choice. A hurried, shallow breath ties you to aging and limitation, while a calm, conscious breath opens the gate to inner freedom and longevity. Dear seeker, understand this well, your breath is not only the measure of your years, it is the measure of your awareness. To hold your breath in mastery is to hold your destiny in your hands. Dear seeker, in the language of Babaji, breath is not just the air you draw in, it is the rhythm of your destiny. Yet, to help us understand, let us look at what even modern science whispers about this ancient truth. Every breath you take speaks to your nervous system, your heart, and your very cells. When your breathing is fast, shallow, and restless, your body moves into a state of tension. The heart beats harder, the cells burn energy quickly, and the subtle wear of aging begins its silent work. But when breath flows slowly, deeply, and with awareness, the body enters calmness, like a lake without ripples. Energy is preserved, tissues repair themselves, and the spark of youth is quietly renewed. Babaji teaches that the number of breaths granted to each soul in one lifetime is not infinite, but counted, like pearls upon a string. If one lives in restlessness, the pearls are scattered quickly, and the thread of life shortens. But if one breathes with patience, stillness, and reverence, those pearls are savored one by one, and the thread stretches longer than the world expects. Think for a moment, dear seeker, why do sages and yogis, seated in the stillness of meditation, seem untouched by age? It is because they have discovered the art of slowing down the river of breath. Where ordinary men spend thousands of breaths in a day, a yogi may spend only hundreds, each one flowing like nectar into the body and soul. Thus, Babaji reminds us, breath is the secret accountant of your years. Waste it, and time runs like sand through your fingers. Guard it, and time itself bows before you. Dear seeker, Babaji always teaches his disciples that a yogi is not one who runs away from life, but one who masters its currents. The body is a vessel, the mind its compass, but the breath is the wind that carries both across the ocean of time. To sail blindly with restless breath is to be tossed by storms and to reach the shore of old age quickly. But to sail with steady, conscious breath is to move gracefully, as though time itself cannot touch you. The yogis of old discovered a simple truth hidden in nature's design: creatures who breathe rapidly live short lives, while those who breathe slowly live long. Look at the dog, panting with quick breath, burning its ears swiftly. Then look at the tortoise, breathing in a rhythm so slow it is almost imperceptible, yet living for centuries in calm endurance. This, dear seeker, is not mere coincidence, it is the silent law of Prana. Babaji revealed that when breath slows, Prana is not wasted in the restless fires of the body. Instead, it nourishes the cells, repairs the tissues, and preserves the glow of vitality. The yogi, by mastering breath, learns to draw from the eternal fountain rather than the fleeting streams of earthly energy. This is why, in the presence of great masters, you may feel a timelessness about them, as if their faces are untouched by age and their eyes hold the freshness of a dawn that never fades. Thus, the secret of yogic longevity is not hidden in food, herbs, or secret elixirs. It is hidden in the art of slowing the breath, harmonizing it with the eternal rhythm of the universe. To breathe like this is to live in the ageless light of the soul. Dear seeker, Babaji reveals a truth both subtle and profound: the breath and the mind are two ends of the same thread. Watch closely, and you will see, when your mind is restless, thoughts rushing like wild horses, your breath too becomes shallow and hurried. But when your mind is calm, serene like a still lake, your breath slows, deepens, and moves in harmony with the universe. Babaji always teaches his disciples, he who controls breath, controls mind. He who controls mind, conquers karma. Breath is not just the air we draw in, it is the vehicle that carries the mind's restlessness or stillness. Every shallow breath binds you more tightly to the wheel of desires and fears, and every conscious, slow breath loosens the threads of karma that hold you down. Karma, dear seeker, is not punishment, it is the memory of the soul woven into the body and mind. Restless breath keeps these karmic patterns alive, like sparks feeding a fire. But when you slow the breath, when you guide it with awareness, the fire of karma begins to cool, the knots of the past begin to loosen, and the spirit tastes freedom. This is why the yogi, through mastery of breath, walks with a lightness that others cannot understand. His face glows with youth not because years have spared him, but because karmic burdens no longer press upon his body. Breath becomes the key, mind becomes the lock, and karma, the ancient gate that once held him, begins to open. Thus, Babaji's wisdom is clear: to master your breath is to master your mind, and to master your mind is to rise above the heavy chains of karma. In that rising, dear seeker, the soul shines timeless and ageless. Dear seeker, among the countless treasures of yogic wisdom, Maha Avataar Babaji bestowed upon humanity one supreme jewel, Kriya Yoga, the sacred science of the breath. Babaji teaches that ordinary breathing ties the soul to the ceaseless wheel of time, but Kriya breath liberates it, slowing the march of age and awakening the eternal youth of spirit. He always tells his disciples that each ordinary breath taken unconsciously is like pouring away drops of a hidden nectar. But the one who learns the art of Kriya drinks that nectar deeply, nourishing both body and soul. In Kriya, the prana is guided, refined, and drawn upward along the spine, bathing the brain and nervous system in waves of subtle light. This practice purifies the inner currents, stills the restless tides of thought, and slows the wasting of life force. Science speaks of oxygen feeding the cells, but Babaji reveals something deeper: prana feeding the soul. When the seeker practices Kriya with sincerity, the body feels lighter, the mind clearer, and the years seem to lose their hold. The nervous system, often burdened by constant stress, begins to rest like a mountain in stillness. The cells drink energy not only from air, but from the very currents of cosmic life. This is why, in the presence of true Kriya masters, one often feels a fragrance of timelessness, as though the river of years has paused in their aura. Their youth is not of flesh alone, but of spirit shining through matter. Dear seeker, Kriya is Babaji's compassionate gift, a doorway from the restless rhythm of mortality into the calm heartbeat of eternity. To practice it is to step into the ageless light where breath no longer diminishes life, but awakens it to its divine, deathless nature. Dear seeker, the path to mastering breath may sound vast and mysterious, yet Babaji assures us that even the smallest step taken with sincerity carries infinite power. Not all can begin with advanced practices, but every soul can begin somewhere. And that beginning, when done with awareness, already shifts the tide of life and slows the march of age. Babaji always teaches his disciples, one sincere breath taken in awareness is greater than 1,000 taken in forgetfulness. So let your practice begin simply. Each day, find a quiet space. Sit with your spine upright, like a mountain rising toward the sky. Close your eyes and allow the noise of the world to fade. Then, breathe slowly, deeply, as though you are sipping the very nectar of life. As you inhale, feel that you are drawing prana, cosmic energy, into every cell of your body. Imagine this light washing away fatigue, strengthening your heart, and renewing your youth. As you exhale, release all heaviness, fear, and age, letting them flow out like dust carried away by the wind. In these few moments of conscious breathing, you are already lengthening your life, calming your mind, and loosening the bonds of karma. If you practice daily, even for a few minutes, you will notice a subtle transformation. Your thoughts will slow, your body will feel lighter, and a quiet radiance will begin to shine through your eyes and skin. And if, by Babaji's grace, you one day receive the sacred initiation of Kriya, this simple beginning will have prepared your vessel well. Dear seeker, know this, every conscious breath you take is an offering, a prayer, and a step into timelessness. Begin today, and the ageless light of your soul will gently awaken. Dear seeker, we have walked together through the hidden truth that Babaji so lovingly reveals, that breath is not just the air that sustains your body, but the subtle current that shapes your age, your mind, and even your destiny. The measure of your years is not written only in calendars, but in the rhythm of your breath. Waste it, and life runs swiftly like sand slipping through your fingers. Guard it, guide it, and breathe with awareness, and time itself begins to bend before you. Babaji always teaches his disciples, the breath you master becomes the life you master. When you live by this truth, you carry within you a flame that age cannot dim, a light that years cannot fade. Youth, then, is not something borrowed from the body, but something awakened from the soul. Dear seeker, reflect upon this teaching. Begin with even a few conscious breaths each day, and you will notice the fragrance of timelessness entering your life. And remember, you are never alone upon this journey. The grace of the Masters walks with every sincere aspirant who turns inward with love and discipline. Before we close, I invite you to share in the comments, how does your breath feel when you pause and notice it with awareness? What did you discover within these few moments of inner stillness? Your reflection may inspire another seeker upon this path. If these words touched your heart, share them with others who may be searching for this light. And stay connected, for together we will continue to unveil the secrets that lead us from time-bound living to timeless being. With reverence and gratitude, I bow to the eternal wisdom of the Masters. Jai Guru Dev.